Hola, buenos días, es Nico. So today I'm here to address a few things. First, I wanted to address the whole Lowgate situation because I addressed it on the timeline, but I didn't address it on my YouTube channel. So I wanted to clarify some things before we get started, since this is a topic that ties into consenting kink as well. Essentially, I did not add in his perspective of what happened to get him banned from that hotel franchise. So let me just add that in, because somebody said that if I would have added it in, it would have made a much more dynamic conversation. But at the same time, I don't believe what he said. And let me explain why. So essentially, he came forward and said that he got into an altercation with the janitorial staff after the entire ordeal, you know, because he does the Super Happy Adult Fun Times anonymous thing and has tons of people coming in and out for 72 hours. So he got into it with the janitorial staff, but did not say why they got into it, but then said that the janitor called him Nigga, which he says was a racial attack. And my thing is, it can be perceived that way, so I'm not going to tell him that it wasn't, because I wasn't there in the connotation. But at the same time, because of Black popular culture such as rap, the word nigga has been like legitimized for a lot of people to feel like they can say it. And I cannot tell other Black and brown people how they feel when they're called something that was supposed to be reclaimed by us. So I definitely understand where there was friction on his part. But then he says that another employee came in and began to racially attack him, and the manager came in and doubled down on the racial attack, and he only found out that he was banned after he left, and he came back and he was on the do not rent list. So notice how I said he came back, because he told me that he went back to the exact same location to patron from the exact same staff, where half the people had discriminated against him racially, allegedly. And when I say half, I say so because Red Roof Inn is one of those small inns, so they don't have a large staff. So if half of the staff is allegedly racially discriminating against you, why would you go back to that location? And when I asked him that, he called me ignorant, and he said that he doesn't have to explain himself to me when he came into my comments to clarify the situation, and I was just asking follow-up questions because it didn't make sense. And at that point, he showed receipts that he had emailed the company, and they said, okay, well, here's a refund. We're so sorry for your experience, and we'll get to the bottom of it. And that's the thing. That is a general company response. If you cause enough stink, you will get a refund and an apology letter, and they'll move on about their day. Because notice how he went back and he was still on the do not rent list. So that's the part I wanted to get out. Other than that, everything else I said, I had screenshots of, and I'm not going to apologize for it, because you're not going to try to change the meaning of your words months later. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And another follow-up point, if you were dragging me on the timeline, if you were dragging me in his name, do not slide in my DMs to try to fuck on me. And that's a conversation that I will have later in a different video, but I don't appreciate how a lot of gay men will disrespect you in public, will talk shit about you in public, but then try to smash on you in private directly after talking massive shit. And I'm not one of those people that's gonna give you rah-rah energy. I'm not gonna go back and forth, because if you saw that conversation on the timeline, you would notice that I was actually pretty calm and tame, because I don't have the energy to be yelling at gay people on my timeline. I just don't. So that's where I'm at with that conversation. If you believe what he said, then you believe what he said. But genuinely, I did not believe a singular word as soon as he said, yes, the staff racially discriminated against me, but I went back to patron from them again 2 weeks later. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, but that's my own personal opinion. So I gave a logical conclusion as to why you were probably banned. But yeah, that's the last time I'm gonna talk about Lowgate, just because he's getting very sensitive about it. And I'm like, the only disrespectful thing that I said was that it looked like cold grits, but that's an adjective. Like, it looked like cold grits. There's no other way to describe what was happening in that scene, because I told him, you're mad at me, but the rest of the timeline was retweeting all of your content, retweeting the banning, and they were roasting you. They were talking mad shit. They were being disrespectful and calling you out your name, and I never even said that. I never even called it nasty or that you had to wear condoms. All I said was, you should practice safer practices such as screening your partners. You putting the address of the hotel that you're renting at, the room number on the internet, and saying whoever's nearby, come and flood me out, that's not safe. And I will stand in that, and y'all can be upset about it if you want to. But yeah, let's move on to the actual topic of this video.
My nigga, you a faggot!
A man was caught secretly filming his co-workers for his OnlyFans. I took the screenshot. I'm not going to insert the video because of copyright infringement, etc. But I will reiterate essentially what happened. So this man used a pen camera and he would place it in the restroom at his job, where he would film his co-workers taking dumps, taking a piss, etc., whatever you're doing in the stall. And he said that he originally planned to upload it to his OnlyFans. And he was only caught because one of his coworkers was using the restroom and saw a pen oddly placed. So he picked up the pen because it seemed a bit suspicious, and when he looked into it, it was a camera. And the camera actually recorded him picking up the pen and looking into it. So I mean, at this point, OnlyFans is beginning to cross a line, and I understand why OnlyFans had to put those stipulations of no more public play, no more scenes with people where you cannot verify their age, no more etc, because y'all are breaking laws at this point trying to make a quick buck. And I understand times are tough out here. I understand in 2022, especially as millennials, we have to have multiple hustles just to stay afloat. But at a certain point, you just gotta say, this isn't right. What you're doing is fucked up. Because if you wanna make an OnlyFans, just have sex. I understand. I understand that it's oversaturated. I understand you're probably not going to get any views. You're probably not going to get any money, maybe some pocket change, because that's a lot of experience for a lot of people. But secretly recording your coworkers to put it online and then expecting no repercussions is insane. It's literally insane. Like, I don't understand how you expected to get away with that, but it's such a breach of privacy that I genuinely would quit that job, sue somebody. Because at that point, you're overstepping your bounds. Like, hitting on your coworkers is one thing, trying to sleep with them, you're breaking company policies, but just secretly recording them taking a dump? Like, I don't even understand the target audience for that shit. And you know, I would say that this is a rare occurrence, but I actually see it on the timeline often where bait pages will post people that are secretly recorded, post people that are at the gym jacking off and they don't know it. Like, I genuinely would scroll through my timeline and suddenly a porn star liked a video, which was like a dude jacking off in the shower, and he notices the camera above the stall and goes, hey, what the fuck? And it's just so jarring. And I mean, I understand that they're doing sexual acts in public places, but that's not your right to invade their privacy and record them, especially because they're in an enclosed area. If someone's jacking off in a shower with the curtain pulled, they're not trying to be seen. They're trying to get a nut, which is still wrong place, wrong time, time and place, you know, Tati Westbrook. But it's not your right to secretly record them and try to put it online for a quick fix. Like, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. And that's a good reason why I don't personally use public gyms, showers. I don't personally use stalls at gay bars, just because I don't trust people in today's day and age. I mean, I'm one of those people, even before OnlyFans, when I would go out, I would cover my drink. And I understand I'm a big dude, but people always think that that means you can't be SA'd. But you can't. Like, your size, your race, your gender does not determine if you can be SA'd or your personal space can be invaded. So I personally keep myself in a coherent state so that I'm never in a place where I am scared or fearing for my life and putting my safety in the hands of random men, just because I don't trust people. I've been to gay bars enough times that I've been groped. I've been told some disturbing things. Hell, just this last weekend, I went out and I was going to a club with my friends. We were all together, and I'm already crossfaded because my friends, they like to turn up, but I'm with my safety net. So I'm just crossfaded, I'm just chilling, I'm walking, and we're all waiting in line to get our ID scanned. And I tune in, and the bouncer is basically saying, hey, yo, I like that you got that size on you, and don't think that I can't wrestle you around and pick you up and give you some. And I'm just sitting here like, hey, yo, what the fuck is going on? So I tune in more, and this man has been describing how he wants to basically fuck me for like a solid 2 minutes straight in front of my friends, and they're awkwardly trying to laugh it off. And I'm literally that meme of Rihanna, like, boy, I'm high, get out my face. Like, I didn't even recognize what was happening until I tuned in because I was on my phone. I looked up and he's just staring me down, talking about how much he want to fuck me. I'm like, this is so inappropriate. I don't understand why today, day and age, niggas are just so blunt. Niggas are just so uncaring about other people's like comfort or personal space, because as soon as we got into the bar, my friend Pablo was like, hey yo, we can go out the back exit if you want, because that was like really weird. I'm like, no, it's fine, it's chill, I don't care, like I'm not scared of somebody. He was taller than me too. He was tall and a bigger dude, but it was just a weird interaction to the point of, this is your job. Why are you acting like this at your job? Because you were on the clock. You're supposed to be protecting this building, not trying to get up in my guts, especially because when I was leaving with my friends, I tried my best to ignore him and he kept shouting, bye, big booty. And I'm just sitting here like, this is why I personally don't like to go out. Because I was legit in a two-piece, as in like shorts and t-shirt matching set. Like I wasn't wearing anything revealing, I wasn't like showing skin, and I know that isn't a counter argument that I should have to even bring up, but I know how people are on the internet where they're like, oh, if you dress a certain way, you deserve what you get. That's archaic and ignorant, but that wasn't what I was wearing. It's like just me existing in this body in spaces with other gay and bisexual men. It causes room for error, and I don't understand it. If somebody is uninterested, if somebody is just minding their business, you should not take it upon yourself to be hypersexual and try to objectify them in a disrespectful way. And I'm talking about this experience that I went through personally just because I'm tired of the shenanigans. I'm tired of the lack of respect for each other's bodies and just common communication. Like secretly recording people, making people wildly uncomfortable, just describing how much you want to fuck them to their face. It's weird. I mean, even online, and this is from a bitch that used to do fan fiction, but even my fan fiction, I would never comment this shit under their posts. I would never comment this shit on their page because I don't want to breach that line of saying some vile shit that they're gonna see. Because I don't want to make people uncomfortable. Yes, we can all have our fantasies, but you keep that in your space. You keep that to yourself to the most. You don't just say that to people, especially when you're out and about, because I know that there's a blur between the internet and reality at this point, and people just be talking reckless, but I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate the lengths that people are willing to go to try to make $1. It's just not something I agree with, because at this point it's getting disrespectful. But definitely drop your own opinions down below. How do you feel about this man secretly recording his coworkers? Because normally, there's some naysayers, there's some people saying, oh, well, it's not that bad, oh, this is the part of... At this point, he's sexually harassing and SAing his coworkers just for them existing in his space, and he wants to make money off of it. How do you feel about OnlyFans content creators that continuously go above and beyond to try to stand out and try to make $1 to the detriment of the people around them, such as the public play that are having sex in front of people that are walking by, such as the naked people that like to walk across the highway naked? Because I know a few people on OnlyFans that just walk across busy streets naked as a kink, as a form of public kink, and I'm just like, you're going to end up on that list. And at this point, I'm over the shenanigans, and I want you to end up on that list because you deserve what you get at that point. Because secretly recording people, walking around people naked without their consent, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Saying some truly vile shit to people as they're minding their own business, trying to get at them, is disrespectful. You can flirt without being overtly sexual. And I wish a lot of y'all would understand that. But yeah, definitely drop your opinions down below.
And once again, a quick thank you to all my patrons on Patreon, and a quick shout out to my third eye tier patrons. Your support means everything to me and helps me do this a lot more smoothly. I will also be listing this week's live stream topic in case anybody wants to join in on the fun. I will see you guys there.